6. Mysterious archaeological discoveries that challenge everything you know about the ancient world. In archaeology, discovering fragments of human bones or prehistoric tools is no longer considered unusual, but every so often we come across findings that go beyond simple fossilized objects. They're chilling snapshots of history, moments deliberately buried by time itself. Have you ever wondered what happens when a doorway through time opens, only to reveal buried screams, dark rituals, and truths that send shivers down your spine? Welcome to Ancient History, a place where we don't just recount the past, we unravel it. From silent traces emerge stories of crimes, suffering, and sometimes unsolved mysteries. Today, you'll be taken to strange mass graves, ancient sealed chambers untouched for thousands of years, and skeletal remains that seem desperate to tell their final tale. Stay strong, because we're about to uncover secrets that history once tried to hide forever. Now let's begin with our first discovery. The skeleton of a Roman soldier who perished in one of history's most terrifying disasters. Throughout the course of human history, there have been moments so fateful that they buried not only entire cities, but also the destinies of thousands. One of the most horrifying disasters of all was the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, a catastrophic event that incinerated the two famed ancient cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum within mere hours. But more than 2 millennia later, in the layers of ash thought to be long forgotten, a poignant and tragic story unexpectedly came back to life. The story of a Roman soldier who died trying to save others amidst a sea of fire. In May 2021, at the site of Herculaneum, a once prosperous Roman port city near Naples, Italy, the skeleton of a Roman soldier was unearthed, along with a collection of valuable artifacts. What made this discovery extraordinary was that it wasn't simply the remains of another victim of a natural disaster. It was the trace of a true hero. In fact, this skeleton had first been discovered back in the early 1980s, but at the time it attracted little attention and was cataloged as just another casualty of the eruption. However, during a recent excavation, experts uncovered highly significant details. Part of a suit of armor still intact, a shoulder bag filled with small carpentry tools, and most notably, a leather belt adorned with silver and gold, found near a sword with an ivory hilt, 12 silver denarii, and 2 gold coins. These artifacts not only signified high status, but also hinted at the soldier's true identity. He may not have been an ordinary infantryman, but possibly a member of the Imperial Guard, one of the most elite units in the Roman military, responsible for both intelligence work and protecting high-ranking officials. Even more compelling, there's strong evidence suggesting that he may have been an officer in the rescue unit led by Pliny the Elder, the renowned historian and commander of the Roman Imperial Navy, who also perished while attempting to save civilians during that fateful eruption. The soldier's remains were found near the ancient shoreline, where archaeologists have uncovered more than 300 other skeletons. This haunting fact reveals that the people of Herculaneum tried to escape, likely by boat, but were ultimately overtaken by the scorching ash and toxic gases before they could flee to safety. And that soldier, with his dust-covered armor and partially preserved silver belt, may have perished in that very moment while helping others reach safety. This is not merely an impressive archaeological find. The skeleton of this Roman soldier carries a story of courage, a vivid symbol of duty and sacrifice from someone who lived over 2,000 years ago. In the chaos of ash and lava consuming everything in its path, he chose to stay behind, not to fight an enemy of flesh and blood, but to stand against a force far beyond human control, nature itself. Mummified child ate cactus before being sacrificed. Thousands of years ago in what is now Peru, a child was ritually sacrificed and beheaded as a trophy. Analysis of hair samples from the child's preserved head reveals that the victim had consumed hallucinogenic plants before death. Specifically, a team of researchers led by Dagmara Socha at the Andean Research Center of the University of Warsaw, Poland, excavated the remains as part of the Nazca Project, an archaeological initiative that began in 1982. While the child's exact age and gender at death remain unknown, the team reported that the child had consumed Echinopsis pachanoi, a spiny cactus known for its strong hallucinogenic properties. This plant has traditionally been used by indigenous South American peoples for medicinal and ritual purposes. The child's well-preserved head was one of 22 remains examined in the study, all associated with the ancient Nazca society. These individuals lived during the pre-Hispanic era, ranging from 3500 BCE to 476 CE, and were buried near the southern coastal region of Peru. Socha noted, "This trophy head is the first known case of an individual from Peru's southern coast who consumed Echinopsis pachanoi. It also provides the first evidence that some sacrificial victims were given psychoactive substances before death." In the course of their research, Socha and her colleagues collected hair samples from 4 trophy heads, 3 of which belonged to adults, and from 18 mummified remains of both children and adults. Analysis of these samples revealed that many had ingested hallucinogenic substances, including Echinopsis pachanoi, San Pedro cactus, coca leaves, which contain cocaine, and Banisteriopsis kaapi, a plant rich in harmine, the primary ingredient in ayahuasca, a powerful hallucinogenic brew used by indigenous Amazonian cultures. These psychoactive compounds were used in the Nazca civilization between approximately 100 BCE and 450 CE. While researchers have found significant evidence that these plants played medicinal and religious roles, the broader scope of their use within Nazca society remains unclear. Additionally, the team uncovered numerous burial artifacts tied to Nazca culture, including textiles, pottery, weaving tools, and chuspas, small woven pouches traditionally used to carry coca leaves. While the exact purposes of these items during the individuals' lifetimes are still uncertain, the discoveries offer valuable insights into the daily life, belief systems, and ritual practices of the ancient Nazca people. The 200-year-old golden tomb of a young Panamanian lord and 31 mysterious bodies. There is a place where death is not the end of a person's journey, but the beginning of a powerful ritual. A place where the death of one individual can lead to the burial of dozens more, not from illness, not from accident, but because they were chosen. This is exactly what was recently uncovered at El Caño Archaeological Park, located in Nata District, Cocle Province, Panama, holding a secret buried for more than a millennium. When the archaeological team led by Dr. Julia Mayo began excavating what appeared to be an ordinary area of the park, they had no idea they were about to unveil a dramatic and chilling chapter of the Cocle civilization, a vibrant culture that flourished in Panama from around 200 BC to 1550 AD. During the excavation, archaeologists discovered an extraordinarily lavish tomb believed to be the final resting place of a young lord who lived around 750 to 800 AD. But what stunned the world was not just the tomb's age, but the way this leader was buried, alongside at least 31 other bodies. Yes, you read that right. 31 bodies were found scattered or piled together in the same burial chamber, and this was no coincidence. According to archaeological evidence, in ancient Cocle culture, nobles never departed alone. Close servants, wives, or favorite companions were often sacrificed to accompany their master into the afterlife. What gave the researchers goosebumps even more was that the Lord's body was found lying face down on top of a woman's body. Experts believe this was no random arrangement, but part of the burial ritual, symbolizing a sacred bond or permanent possession in the next world. But that wasn't all. This ancient tomb also concealed an invaluable archaeological treasure. Artifacts found include 2 belts made of gold beads, 4 bracelets, 2 human-shaped earrings, 1 crocodile-shaped earring, 1 beaded necklace, 5 earrings made from sperm whale teeth gilded in gold, 2 gold plates, 2 golden bells, bracelets and skirts made from dog teeth, and notably, a set of flutes crafted from human or animal bones. Do you notice anything unusual? Why teeth, bones, and gold? Researchers believe these items carry deep spiritual and ritual meaning, not just symbols of wealth, but representations of supernatural power carried by the deceased. For example, a crocodile-shaped earring may not be mere jewelry, but a symbol of power and connection to natural forces. The first images shared by Dr. Julia Mayo and Panama's Ministry of Culture sent waves through the archaeological community. They show solid gold sheets excavated, a small gold statue, and artifacts shaped like mythical creatures, each exuding an unprecedented mystery. Although 31 bodies have been found, this number may not be final. Excavations continue, and the team estimates that the total number of people buried together in this tomb could range from 8 to 32. However, it is impossible to identify specific individuals without detailed genetic analysis, as the bones have become very difficult to distinguish after more than 200 years. What concerns archaeologists is not just the quantity or wealth, but what these findings reveal about a hierarchical social structure, spiritual beliefs, and the sacred power in Kokle culture. A society where death was not simply an end, but an event, marked by ritual and organization, even involving the deaths of dozens more. So the question arises, is this worship of power, or the result of a society controlled by mystical beliefs to a brutal extent? And how many more tombs like this might still lie buried deep beneath Panama's soil, waiting to be brought to light? What do you think about the ritual of burying people alive to accompany their lord in this ancient civilization? Is it a symbol of absolute loyalty or cruelty justified by faith? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. 50 ancient graves and a silver treasure of the 1600-year-old Goths, just discovered in Poland. Deep within the dense forests of Bałdy Landscape Park, a quiet nature reserve located in north-central Poland, lies a secret that has been sleeping for more than 16 centuries. No one could have guessed that beneath the ground covered with dry leaves and green moss was a vast ancient cemetery belonging to the Goths, one of the most powerful and mysterious tribes of ancient Europe. The story began quite by chance, but with dramatic intensity when Olaf Popkowicz, a well-known archaeology content creator on YouTube, planned to film a video along the WDA River for his channel. Instead of just capturing the natural scenery, he accidentally spotted 2 silver necklaces and 2 brooches with unusual designs sparkling under the sunlight. A small discovery, but enough to immediately alert professional archaeologists. As soon as the team arrived and began excavations, they uncovered a true historical treasure, 50 Gothic-style ancient graves buried with distinct funerary rituals, accompanied by a series of exquisite artifacts such as pottery, brooches, amber beads, and notably, silver jewelry featuring snake motifs, a common symbol in Gothic culture. What's remarkable is that these graves are not scattered randomly, but form a sizable cemetery, stretching over an area of more than 2,690 square feet. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Experts estimate the entire burial site could cover more than 2.47 acres, raising the question, could this have been the center of a long-established Gothic community in Poland during the 4th century? Based on the findings, researchers believe the Goths in this region were not just nomadic warriors, as often portrayed in historical records, but also skilled jewelers with a refined aesthetic sense. The meticulously carved jewelry bears religious, cultural, and social hierarchy symbols. Some artifacts reveal a clear blend of local culture with Roman influences, a fascinating detail reflecting the complex relationship between the Goths and the mighty Roman Empire. Imagine, while Europe was undergoing dramatic upheaval, here in Poland, the Goths were living, burying their ancestors, and crafting lasting jewelry. And if you think the Goths are only famous for sacking Rome in 410 AD, get ready to broaden your perspective. Before splitting into the Visigoths and Ostrogoths and building kingdoms in Spain and Italy, they once inhabited this part of Central Europe, quietly leaving traces for future generations through each amber bead, each silver brooch, and every grave covered with cold earth. But what makes this discovery so special? Not just the scale, but the incredible preservation of the artifacts. The silver necklaces remain intact, the patterns still sharp and unweathered, as if they were crafted only a few years ago, not buried underground for over 1,600 years. This discovery once again revives an age-old question in archaeology. How much do we really know about lost cultures? Each necklace or bead is more than just a personal item. It's a record of ancient beliefs, lifestyles, and values. And the most amazing thing is these items have waited centuries just to tell their stories to us today. Archaeologists are continuing to expand the excavation area. With every square foot turned over, there's hope for more astonishing revelations. It could be an ancient marketplace, a jewelry workshop, or even a site for old Gothic rituals. What about you? What do you think about this discovery? Those graves resting silently for thousands of years, could they still hold more secrets? And if you had the chance to walk through that forest, would you dare to pick up a small piece of silver? and begin a journey of time-traveling discovery? The coffin inscribed with "Whoever opens it will die," the 9-year-old princess of China. In the heart of modern-day Xi'an, a city that once served as the capital of several ancient Chinese dynasties, an unexpected event unfolded at a construction site. While digging the foundation for a new building, a group of workers struck something hard and unusual deep underground. At first, it was just a surprising find, but as more earth was removed, an astonishing sight silenced the entire site. A perfectly preserved ancient tomb slowly emerged, and it was unlike anything discovered before. Word quickly reached local archaeologists, and a research team was immediately dispatched to the scene. After days of careful excavation, they revealed the final resting place of an extraordinary individual, Li Jingxun, a 9-year-old girl of royal blood, the granddaughter of Empress Yang Lihua, one of the most powerful figures of China's northern Zhou and Sui dynasties, which reigned from 581 to 619 AD. Despite her young age, Li Jingxun was buried with stunning grandeur, befitting her noble lineage, something that deeply surprised the archaeologists. Her coffin was crafted from rare hardwood, lacquered in a glossy black finish, and intricately carved with designs symbolizing imperial status. But what chilled everyone was the short inscription carved into the lid of the coffin, just 4 characters that read, "Whoever opens it will die." This wasn't part of some legend or horror novel. It was a real hand-carved warning etched into an authentic royal coffin, direct, cold, and deeply unsettling. Can you imagine it? Standing before an artifact over 400 years old, staring at a death curse written across its surface, would you dare to open it? Yet, the archaeologists did. Despite the ominous message, they proceeded to open the coffin, not out of recklessness, but because of the immense historical and cultural value it might contain. What they found inside far exceeded expectations. The body of Li Jingxun was astonishingly well preserved, and alongside her were more than 200 burial artifacts, each a valuable treasure in both artistic and archaeological terms. Among the items were jewelry made from pearls, oval-shaped glassware with exotic influences, hinting at vibrant trade and cultural exchange, intricately hand-carved royal artifacts, some possibly used within the imperial court. Remarkably, there was no sign of tomb robbing, a rarity in Chinese archaeology, where grave looting has plagued discoveries for centuries. This led the researchers to pose an intriguing hypothesis. Could the "whoever opens it will die" warning have actually protected the tomb, scaring off grave robbers for over a millennium? Empress Yang Lihua, moved by love and grief for her young granddaughter, had not only arranged a grand funeral, but also ensured that Li Jingxun would continue living in luxury in the afterlife. The inclusion of hundreds of valuable items reflected not only the girl's royal rank, but also the empress's deep affection, a profoundly human gesture hidden behind the eerie presence of the ancient curse. One aspect that made this discovery so unique was that it wasn't just historically significant. It also offered new insight into spiritual beliefs and early psychological methods used to protect the dead. The coffin's inscription may not have been a literal magical curse, but a form of psychological deterrence, a social warning designed to instill fear in would-be grave robbers. Ancient people believed that those who disturbed the peace of the dead could be haunted, cursed, or face misfortune from the afterlife. Perhaps that belief became a kind of invisible shield, preserving Li Jingxun's tomb untouched to this day. The combination of exquisite tomb architecture, priceless artifacts, and a chilling warning carved into the coffin has made this modest grave one of the most fascinating and controversial archaeological discoveries in recent years. What do you think about the phrase, "whoever opens it will die"? Is it mere superstition, or a testament to the spiritual intelligence of ancient people? And if you were one of the archaeologists on that day, would you have dared to open the coffin? As for me, absolutely not. I'd be way too scared. $1 million ancient treasure discovered beneath a theater. In 2018, archaeologists uncovered a valuable ancient treasure estimated to be worth $1 million at an ancient theater site in northern Italy. The treasure consists of coins dating back to the late Roman Empire, hidden inside a stone jar and buried beneath the basement of the Cresoni Theater in Como, near Milan. Although the full historical and cultural significance of this discovery remains unclear, Experts expressed great enthusiasm and pride over the find, considering it a true treasure for the field of archaeology. According to information from Italy's Ministry of Cultural Heritage and Activities, once the jar of coins was found, it was immediately transferred to the Mibach Restoration Office in Milan for further study and conservation. While no official statement has yet been made regarding the precise value of the treasure, local reports suggest it could be worth several $million. Authorities also noted that this area is becoming an archaeological hotspot. The Cressoni Theater, built in 1807, served as a cultural venue before being converted into a movie theater and eventually closing in 1997. Notably, the site where the treasure was found is not far from Novum Comum, a location where many important Roman artifacts have also been discovered. This find is considered one of the most significant recent discoveries of Roman coins. Previously, in 2016, archaeologists excavated a rare Roman gold coin in Jerusalem, dating back over 2,000 years and bearing the image of Emperor Nero. That same year, experts in Okinawa, Japan, found 10 ancient Roman and Ottoman coins at a shrine site. These discoveries highlight the critical role ancient sites play in deepening our understanding of the history and culture of ancient civilizations. The ancient world has always held mysteries that continue to baffle the scientific community. The 6 discoveries you've just explored not only challenge traditional knowledge, but also raise countless unanswered questions. Do we truly understand humanity's past? Or have we only scratched the surface of civilizations long vanished? If these mysteries spark your curiosity, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us as we continue uncovering untold stories from human history. For now, goodbye and see you next time.